Hey guys, welcome back. WS Mono Railroaders here. Today, I think we're gonna work on the sawmill. I mean, you guys have seen the last status of this the logging area pretty much. So we haven't gone very far. Basically, we just got the pad here for the sawmill, and I'm gonna take my buildings, kind of preset them up. I got drawings on the ground of where they're kind of gonna go. And then basically I'm just going to start adding my ground foam and gravel and stuff like that and kind of just see where it goes. We're not going to get to trees right away. I don't have really any trees yet made up, pre-made. So that'll probably be for another video, but at least we'll get everything, glued down and all that fun stuff so we can kind of have an idea of what it's going to look like. So without further ado, let's go grab some buildings and start laying it out. So this is roughly where I had it before. And I'm just trying to think here. Pretty much I think we're gonna do a transition road. So pretty much right where you start to not see the road anymore in here, because this is all gonna be paved, but there's gonna be a transition basically right at the entrance here, going into gravel instead of paved road, and this is all just gonna be gravel road pretty much. So we got the road marked out right here, going around. And then there's going to be a nice little gravel pad over there for trucks to turn around and go under the chute here for wood chips and such. I will have to make bunks, an extension on the bunks right here for logs to be, basically this is log drop-off area from semi-trucks and stuff. And we're just going to have one of the fork loaders pull them over and drop them onto the chute, and then they just get processed into the sawmill from here. So this is kind of like a loading area necessarily, parking lot for workers, and then this will be an offloading area. So whether it's going on the train itself or maybe on semi trucks, that's going to be over here, and then we're going to just have some nature and a hill there. So that's kind of the thought. We'll get some ground foam going around the pad here. What I do want to make sure is if I take one of my vehicles that it makes a decent turn radius here. I think this is the radius I was going with to be able to make sure the trucks can go around. So we got some of our vehicles here. We'll go ahead and take, here's one of our logging loaders. That guy will sit somewhere in that area. Then probably won't be using a flatbed, but it's about the same size. So we just want to make sure we got enough turning radius if we go around here, and it's not going to be too crazy. So that should be fairly realistic for a turn radius, should be okay. Semi trucks is kind of pushing it, but I don't think we're going to be having too much of those in here. That's going to be more over there in that corner. I think that'll work. I think we'll go ahead and get some ballast out, get some ground foam out, and we'll just start laying that stuff down. So for our base, we're just going to be using some fine ballast buff. Gives a nice little bit of a lighter color. And probably sprinkle some random stuff on the top just to add some texture to it. So Alright, now we're gonna go with more of my track ballast just to kind of offset the color a little bit, maybe in the road areas and stuff. Just real light. Alright, so you can see throughout here that multicolored ballast there, so it kind of makes it look a little bit more like a road and maybe more of just, you know, parking area over here. It's less turned over necessarily. Throughout here, I'm probably going to do more of an earthy color. You can see the brown that's kind of mixed in there. That's probably what I'll end up doing over here. Otherwise, maybe I'll get some real sawdust over in that area, because this is a debarker pretty much, so there's going to be scraps in this area. I'll probably just end up peeling a bunch of sticks up and grinding them up. Maybe I'll try and throw them in the blender to get some really fine pieces of actual wood just to throw in there to make it look like scraps. But basically, yeah, there's our pad. So now I'm just going to start applying some of our grass along here. So that's just going to be ground foam. Try and match this color, make it pretty similar. We'll go ahead and just start doing some grass. Alrighty, fellas, and just like that, we're all done. I think, no, I'm just kidding. So, now I'm just gonna take some lighter ground foam that I've been using for kind of the tops of my dark green. It's kind of just a mix of an earthy yellowish. It's got some slight fall colors in there. You guys see me use it before. It's nothing, you know, crazy. It's not gonna be my end solution here, because we got static grass and then we got kind of fall color bushels in the mix of all this grass up here. So there's still quite a few steps left, but this is what we're going to start with today. And then I'll end up gluing it all, and then I'll have to come back in a couple days from now. So I think this video is going to be 2 parts, just doing the first stage here, and then next week's video will be the second stage, which is going to make it look more like this. So we'll probably be adding, I don't know about trees, but we'll at least get the ground foam all situated, as well as adding any detail or any other additional ballast in here. But yeah, so go ahead and start applying this and then get to gluing. So actually, instead, I'm going to use some fine turf yellow grass instead, just because I'm running a little bit short on that. And this is very similar, it just doesn't have as much color, but that's okay, because this is just the second coat of probably 3 or 4, so. Alrighty fellas, that should pretty much sum it up for the first stage here. So, you may notice some ridges forming if maybe you didn't hit it hard enough with the spray bottle, which that's okay, because like I said, this is kind of like your rough draft here. So pretty much it's your base layer. Next we're going to be coming in with, you know, we'll probably have to fill in some ballast, but that's not a big deal. But anything on the grass, if it's bridging like that, not a big deal, because we're going to be coming in with static grass as well as some ground foam towards the end as well. So there's still a couple stages where we can fill those crevices in and get those holes filled and such. So it's looking pretty good in my opinion. I think that'll do for now. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you have any tips or suggestions, feel free to throw that in the comments below. And yeah, I'd say be prepared for next week. We're going to be doing some static grass and kind of finishing off this area over here for the most part. There'll still be added detail that I'll be adding in the future, but we'll kind of get this for the most part done, and then probably be working on trees another day once I get a nice amount of trees made up again. So that'll be in the future, but at least we'll get, you know, the grass all taken care of, and any ballasting that needs to be done on the ground should be pretty much complete. So yeah, other than that, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for coming by.